Trinhtoro. So today we're gonna talk about stickers. So I create cute artworks based on my pets. I have 2 cats and a dog, and of nature and food, and I make that into prints and stationaries. And one of the best-selling items for me personally are stickers. So today I'm going to share my entire process with you, all the way from design to printing and cutting. And yeah, let's hop into it. So first off, we need to create an art piece. So I use Photoshop, Adobe Cloud, which is what I was trained in college. And so here we have Mob from Mob Psycho 100, which I totally recommend. And I turn on the background layer so you can see that the drawing itself is on a transparent layer. And usually for the art, I make it like twice the size of what I would like the final product to be. So usually my stickers are around 3 inches. So here I have him about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 inches. And then I usually have an outline around the character just for the cut line to see if my artwork is clean or not, because sometimes when I'm coloring, I color out of the line, and you don't really see that as much, and when you go to print or even send it to your manufacturer, they might catch that, and then you get a little odd cuts. All right, so once we've finished drawing and exported our file as a PNG, so there's no background to it, and make sure it's CMYK and coloring for print. So I go into Silhouette Cameo for software, Silhouette Studio, and I pull in my PNG and I lay the files out. I try to fit as many as I can, and I make sure my registration marks are on. All right, so here is the mat for the silhouette. So I take my print and we just kind of lay it down, and I try to align it with the mat as much as possible. I didn't show you guys the print process because my print saga continues with the printer not working 100%. Yeah, so there's this. I'm currently using the PPD glossy sticker paper, and then here I have your generic holographic layer, which, all right, pro tip or just tip in general, you saw me, I'm bending the corner and I cut that so that it doesn't overlap with the registration point, that little square in the corner of the print. That's where the machine needs to register the cut line. So yeah, kind of just make sure you wipe off all the dust on the sticker sheet, align it. And then this is like a cheap squeegee I bought from Amazon. So I start from that corner, clean out, just make sure. And then, yeah, I use the squeegee to make sure the glossy is, you know, removing any bubbles from it. That's the main thing. And that's the most often issue I have with this, is getting bubbles with this layer. So this layer of holographic adds an extra protection layer to the art print, so it's supposed to be tear resistant. So then I'm just pressing it down in all directions to make sure there are no bubbles here. So with regards to the mat, I've also tried using the Cricut mat, which is fine, but I just need to cut it so that the registration point aligns. And then this is the Silhouette Cameo for you guys. It is a very loud machine, so I'm not sure I would recommend it. But for affordability, I would definitely recommend it as you start out. It has a good cut surface area. And then I think when I purchased it, it was like 120 something. It was like a 24 or 25% discount on Amazon. So you turn it on, pull the lid back, and you see here I have like a book there. It's because when I put the mat on it, I want the mat to be flat. To be as flat as possible. So that's why I have the book in front of right there. So you align it with the registration mark. All right, and this is my setting for this paper. Yeah, so this is what the silhouette sounds like. I'll just give you guys a few seconds of it so you can experience it yourself. So there are different levels of stickiness that you can buy for the mat: light, medium, and then heavy. I usually prefer the light because it depends on the sticker paper that you have and the type of backing and paper. Even when I use light, when I'm peeling right here, you see that the backing is sticking to the mat. Even though the mat itself, if you just use your hand to touch it, there's not a lot of sticky residue left. But this paper right here is just really sticking. And then, of course, my mat has all this hair on it thanks to the pets. Even though I keep them out of the room, there's just no escaping pet hair. And yeah, you guys, that is the whole sticker process. And then sometimes, here, I have to like manually peel it out because it didn't 100% cut through. That's because sometimes the knife, I use the basic blade that the silhouette comes with. I've only had to change it once within the past 2 years. So when you cut, do check your knife. If your setting is consistent and then you find that it's not cutting correctly all of a sudden, your knife might be, well, your blade for the silhouette might be dull. See, that's where I'm getting those little paper tabs. All right, so that was my entire process for making this sticker. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer as best as I can. And then with regards to the sticker sheet and the mat and the holographic cover that I use, all the tools, I'll have it in the links description. And all right, I hope you have a good day and hopefully this was helpful and provided some value to you. So don't forget to subscribe. All right, bye guys. All right, you guys, it's catch-up time, tea time. I don't know what to call this yet. But anyway, a segment where I share a bit of my life with you. So, there was one video where I shared my goal of wanting to read more. So that's what I've been doing, jumping back into my fantasy novels. So my coworker has recommended A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I finished all 5 freaking books. The last book was like, where'd all this smut come from? I'm not gonna give you any spoilers, but like, what? But it's okay. It's okay. Definitely book 2 is my favorite. Book 2, you guys, and then book 4 you can kind of skip. Some stuff happens, but not really. Okay, so, and then, I jumped into this series. I thought it was completed, but it's not. So the next book, book 6, I think they're gonna might focus on Elaine, so we'll see about that. But another recommendation that she gave me was Fourth Way. So I started reading book 1, and I'm overall enjoying it much more than book 1 of Court of Thorns and Roses. So Xaden, I am rooting for Xaden. He just seems like the ship is starting to sail. I don't know. I am very much only 90. I think I'm only on 90 pages. So a lot could happen, but I'm already shipping those 2 characters together. And then I have another book coming in. It's supposed to be a really well written classic fairy tale. It's called, oh my god, what is it called? The King of Elfland's Daughter. So I'm waiting for that from the library. And yeah, you guys, because eventually, I've been taking down notes about writing my own novel, like potential characters and some development. Sometimes when I go to sleep, I'm just thinking like, what is this character? I'm just like, show me. I'm just like, give me the visions or something. So I get like bits and pieces of scenes that I want to have of like, where I don't know, just visuals, and then I jot them down as notes. So I'm compiling my thoughts for this written piece, so we'll see how that goes. And then I am just continuing to draw more for Toricon. My latest art piece, I drew Inuyasha. I'll put them up here. And then next right now, I'm drawing Hua Chang, and then I'll probably do Gojo, maybe Levi. Yeah, them boys. So yeah. Oh my god, you guys. I took a pause for rock climbing. I'm not sure if that's my thing, but I did try cross country skiing. Also not my thing. I was like, my ankles were burning, but I didn't feel the pressure on my knee, which was great. But I spent like an hour, you guys. You know what? More than an hour, like an hour and a half giving that a go. And ooh, ooh, I was too afraid to fall. And you know what? I fell backwards so many freaking times that the next day my neck was hurting and it was like stiff. So at least I tried. Now I know. So after that, then I used snowshoes for the first time. And that I felt much more grounded, of course. And I hiked one trail. Um, and that one, I definitely felt the pressure on my knee more. So it wasn't as comfortable. But at the same time, I was able to move in it. You know, I actually finished a trail versus with the skis, I couldn't even complete a trail because with just a slight bump, I would just fall backwards. And then having to get back up with the skis on was a challenge. I had to take the skis off like twice to get back up. I guess maybe my legs aren't as strong or I don't know. I don't know, you guys. So cross country skiing, give it a try if you haven't. It might be your thing, but it's definitely not for me. Yeah, so that's pretty much life right now. This year, I'm trying to go to more big events, so I haven't been applying for a lot of the local one day events because I'm just a little over having to set up the tent and having to deal with the weather. And I want to spend more time creating my artwork, and have more time in between events so that the events that I do go to, I'll have more of a new selection for people. So, yes, you guys, that's my weekly update. All right, I'll see you later on Twitch at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. EST. All right, later.